Alright, we're back online. Sorry about that. I didn't know the stream cut off, so I apologize. But we had this nice long, I don't know when I closed the stream, but we took this long here at 76.1. We had a move up. We took profits, about 600 bucks in profits, and then we closed out. Now we're retesting this trend that I found right here. So you see how we broke high volume breakout right here, big candle. We're retesting the trend now up here, which is something that it's always good to keep in mind, because these levels typically do hold as resistance levels. So we are also diverging. So this could be possibly a good short area right here. I'm not going to take it, but short right here, and then you can stop out just above this trend, or we could just rip over it. But definitely a good retest here for a possible pullback, moving to the right, holding this area right here, and then price expansion to the upside to get us up to 78.79. So that's a possibility. So we'll see what happens there. Let's go back to NQ. NQ is moving into our level. We're continuing to diverge on NQ. So RSI is diverging. We are breaking this trend. I'd like to see us go up a little bit higher before a short. So we have this trend that has not been retested yet. So I'll show you right here. This trend right here. So this is also a good resistance if we get to that level. So this is a trend that we broke below. And right here, depending on where we're at, we'll see how price reacts. So, oh, okay. So let me go back and do my fib levels for silver, because I know you guys, I know I posted in chat. So see how this level is holding. So we need to get a high volume squeeze bar for continuation out of this level. It has to be high relative volume. It needs to be a squeeze bar. Otherwise, it's going to pull back here. We have this micro trend right here, so we'll see how we react there. But what I did on the fib was we just looked at it, if this level held as a valid fib retracement level. So we look at our area right here, which is our open, and it looks like we had our 50% right here. We also see our bottom right here, and then we pull it here. Which didn't show, so this area right here is where I wanted to start the trend. However, if I do this area, we can see that we still held on the 38% as well. So whether I started the trend at the gap or whether I started it at the start of this trend right here, as you can see here where we had the break and now we're holding, we held both levels there pretty well. So now what I want to do is I want to do my extension. So I'll do my extension from the low here, because that's where we're retesting the trend. And this is where we're holding right now, the 50% extension. So we can go up to 79.185, 70.786. And if I draw the extension from here where we held the 50%, let's see if they align. So pretty close alignment here, but I'm going to keep the 38% one on for now. And let's take a look at the larger time frame and see if we have any confluence that lines up with these areas right here. So this area has the most confluence right here. So 78.1 looks like a good upside target. This is where we'd look at for a possible short. And then 79 also has this price displacement as well, 79.1 or so. So these are the two levels I'd be looking for to the upside to trade off of. And then as you can see, our full 1.6 full extension is right at our high, right at this level. So a lot of things are lining up here. These are the levels that I want to look for trades, and then we'll go from there. What time is it? 28. I gotta go to the bathroom, so I got 2 minutes. I'll be right back. All right. All right, so still holding this trend retest right here. So we shall see what happens. Let's go over to NQ. Nice move to the upside. Yep, so broke right through that level. So I'm going to look to trade this retest, trend retest here right around 700. Right where we have this trend that we broke through, which lines up well with this one as well too. And we'll see what happens. Are we going to have another day where we just look like we're gonna rip and then just dump? This is like would be like the 5th time that this has happened over the last couple weeks, where we have overnight pumps and then market dumps. So we'll see. And let me know if you guys are seeing anything that I may not be seeing. This again. So right here is also a pre-market support low high, which we broke out of, but we'll see what happens here. Now it's got a fat dump truck on it. Yes, sir. This 700 level looks like good resistance, so I'll look to see what happens right here. and then see if we hold this high as support. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it looks weak, but we'll see. And then we have this pre-market base right here, which we have a history of holding the pre-market base levels. So a lot of areas down here for support. So we shall see how the market reacts. I don't like taking any trade here. Just allow the trade to come to you. It's okay. Let the market do what it wants to do. We're only 3 minutes in. Okay? That's it. Only 3 minutes in. It doesn't matter. There's no rush. Allow the trade to come to you. So it's looking like it wants to hold this low support right here that we held. So I'm just gonna wait a minute. I don't like the last couple days I got caught in the dump because I didn't wait patiently for some sort of reversal pattern in a key area. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm not going to rush into this trade. I'm going to learn from my mistake that I made on Friday. Still not seeing any support yet, so I'm still going to wait. It's all about patience. Don't worry. Don't you worry, young one. Don't you worry. It's all about patience. So this is a retest of a trend. So I'm going to take a trade right here. Let's go 2 contracts. We're retesting this breakdown trend. There we go. I'd like to see us move back up to here. Let's pull it. Nice. $1,000. I'm out of the trade. Perfect trade right there. $1,000 trade. We retested this breakout trend right here with a nice movement up. Took 30, got 25 points out of the market there in about a minute. Nice $1,000 trade right there. So now we'll see how price reacts. So this area right here is no longer valid. Let's remove that. This area right here is no longer valid. Let's remove that. So now we have this area, and then this area, and then this area, and this area that we want to see how price reacts. So current P&L, $24,222. If you are in any chats with any other people, please, my ask is that please share it and have people come watch. That's how I feel like, you know, I want to see this viewer count rise from, instead of 7, I want to see 70. You know, let's make this a group, and we just got to invite people, and I got to lean on you guys for that. So word of mouth is always the best organic growth. So this is how I trend trade, right? So trend trading is not what people think it is. Trend trading is not just you identify an uptrend or a downtrend and you trade in the direction. That's a piece of it. That's a piece of trend trading. But trend trading is more than that. It's identifying the trends and trading off the trends, whether they're upwards, downwards, sideways, horizontal, slanted, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But you identify the trends, you trade the retests of the trends, you trade the continuations of the trends, and it takes practice, but once you start learning where these key areas are, you can scalp the market much better. You can scalp the market much better because then you can get in and out of a trade, right? We got $1,000 off of 2 contracts, which was very low size for me because I can go up to 15 contracts and I got $1,000 in 3 minutes. Very, very simple. But you've got to start looking at the market differently. So we do look like we're getting some holding here. So we may hold this, move back up to this upside. And then just a recap of our challenge, which was how quickly can we get a $150,000 express, an XFA funded, SIM funded account from TOPSTEP to 150K live account, max live account. We are currently at $79,293.76. We have a 52% win rate. Profit factor is 1.57, with total gains being 218,000, total losses being 139,000. And we did all of this so far in 4 trading days, and we are over 50% to our target of 150,000. $55,000 week last week and a $24,000 week so far this week, starting with today. So we are on a roll. I will take my first payout for this account this afternoon when market reopens at 3, where I can get my $150, get my payout. So I will take my first payout on this account specifically this afternoon, and I will continue to take payouts as we go and continue. So so far, $43,000 a month, and then last month we had a $35,000 a month just off 2 trading days. So we will see how it all works out. But thank you for tuning in and watching. Oh, so we're holding this area right here. Let's take a long. This is one of the trend lines that we drew from this upward trend right here. We do have news at 10 a.m., which is in 20 minutes. I would like to see us move up here and then get this flat top, kind of this ascending support level. I'll set my stop just outside of it, invalidated. We do have this micro trend that we need to break through. So really nice push up. Let's hold this level right here. Let's see if we can get continuation to the upside, fill the gap up into this 620 level. And it's interesting how at market open every day, we've just been having these interesting sell-offs. That's made it kind of scary to trade long positions when we start seeing the opening move like this. It's just, it's definitely been impacting the brain quite a bit. So I'm not liking this trade. I don't want to break back below there. So let's see if this candle breaks over. If not, we're going to get out real quick. Come on. Push, push, push. Push, push, push. Break that high. There we go. Break that high. Let's go break that high. There we go. Nice job. Okay, let's get some continuation here. See if we can break over that 600 level. Break over that 600 level. Let's go a little bit more. Nice volatility right there. Nice push. $1,000 trade. Let's see if we can get one more push. I am out of the trade. Another $1,000 trade right there with you guys on a bounce of our trend line right here. Only using one contract. Really nice trade there as well. Again, minimizing risk by identifying where our trend locations are, taking our trades, putting our stop loss just outside where we get invalidated, and getting some nice moves to the upside. So in this market, you've got to be quick. You've got to be in and out fast, especially if you're going to be trading the open. We'll trade orbs. Once I get my opening bounces, then we'll look at the first 30-minute candle to break, and then we'll trade the opening range break on the 30-minute candle. So I do all the strategies. It's just dependent. It's all dependent on when, right? God, what a beautiful candle here. We should have stayed in that trade, but I was happy to take my $1,000. But you see how well it works when we just time the bounces, minimize risk, focus on the trends. We had a nice separation up here, which we could continue completely all the way up to the upside to ride this to the 700 level. And normally I do trade higher contract size, but I just don't do it live on stream because I don't want to go, for you guys to see that. I'll do that when I'm by myself. And then today I'm already at 25,000, so I'm really just taking trades for you all, just to see kind of what I look for and how I'm doing it. And I'm trying to get people in this chat to want to come and watch, so I'm going to put my stats in here. All right, we're holding this trend. We'll see. We need to break over this trend for upside continuation. Otherwise, we'll see another move back down. We do look like we're holding this micro trend right here. Oh, we just broke below it. Let's take a look at silver and how it's approaching our key levels. So you see it, you see earlier in stream how we talked about this level being a dominant retest trend level where you could short from here. This was a really nice short down from here to here. So really good movement. Yeah, no problem. Just tell other people to come watch. That's all I ask. I'll continue to do it as long as we get more people. That's it. All right, so let's watch the 30-minute opening range now. So let's remove this. We've already bounced on it. Once we've bounced on something, we remove it. It's no longer valid for us. right, so still not doing much here. Again, we have now that we have the first 15-minute candle built, we've created some sort of a range. We want to mark our 30-minute high, we want to mark our 30-minute low, and we want to see if which direction we break over. This trend retest held 633 to 562, so a decent short here would have been in play. Okay, when people sell it in 2 weeks. Nice pump candle there. We'll see what happens. That's okay. It's very it happens. So sorry that happened to you, mate. Just gotta stay patient. And taking time off is always good. At least you lost a account that was worth $200, and not your own money. And $200 is easy to come by. So if you got to the XFA once, you'll get to the XFA again. You've already beat that level, but you do need to go reset so that way you don't just try to jump in and pass another combine really fast and then all of a sudden put $500 towards combines because you're just trying to do it super quickly. Yeah, feel free. You guys can always send me your stats or your trades that you took, and I can analyze it and see what I saw and give you a fresh perspective. Feel free to put it in the Corvus chat. So we do have news here in 5 minutes. So we shall see what happens. And let's take a look at silver. Oh, silver's moving up. So broke out of this. I'd really like to see silver come tap this 78. And that's where I'd like to see us take a short. Again, retesting highs here. I don't know if I have the time to mentor. I mean, I'm doing stuff on here. So if you have things you want me to look at, for example, we can always do trade recap sessions on here, and so that way the whole group can see them and we can record them. Because otherwise, I prefer the knowledge be shared amongst everybody. Let's see what NQ is doing. So NQ again looks weak again for the 10th time over the last 2 weeks. So we'll see how we do on this opening range. Yeah, man, send me like people you gotta be okay with sending your trades. Like be like, hey, this is where I messed up. Like, what could I have waited for here? And I can show you. But a lot of the times our mistakes are because we just want to get into a trade. Like right now we're trading in a range. There's no reason to trade right now. We're trading in this range right here. No reason to take a trade because it can go back and forth in either direction for the next 10 minutes and mess with your head. So the market has time. We're only 30 minutes in. We're about to create a new 30-minute candle. I'd like to see us have some momentum to the downside and break this and then go down to this 462 level where we held overnight support. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why I don't short on silver. I will not short unless it's at exactly at a level. I will not short in the middle of a range somewhere. So like down here, this is a very bad area to short. Never short here. Never. Always trying to find these highs and short at these highs. And that's what they tend to teach you, that when you start learning how to trade, you watch all the YouTube videos online, and it tells you once you see a break of structure, take a trade. Well, it doesn't work. And when it doesn't work, you're screwed, because when it just peaks back up to the high or the low or wherever it was, you're out. You know, what you want to do is you want to time the peaks and the lows with key levels, and you want to trade the key levels, and that's it. Don't wait for break of structure. None of that stuff. What you want to do is you want to just make sure that you've got your key levels on the higher time frames, and you're taking the trades at those key levels. That's it. What's going to happen here, man? Are we just going to break through this and come down to 461? I don't know. I really don't know. We're like, look, we're just in this range right now. So we're seeing volume increase here on the buy side. So let's see. I want to see us break over this level right here. I want to see us continuation break over this peak. I like the buy side volume increase as we're moving up into this key level. Let's go, baby. And I'm just getting into this trade a little bit early because I want to capture it before we break the 30-minute candle. But if it's invalidated, I will get out. RSI is over 50. We're holding RSI well. I want to see an RSI peak, and I want to see us get to that high side RSI movement. There we go. Nice break over. Now the question is do we hold over this range now and then continue up to this area right here? My stop will be right here. I've tried MACD before. I'm just not a fan of waiting for something to cross over and then wondering whether it's going to happen and just waiting for it. So I just don't like the indicator. All right, we're getting some sell pressure here. So I'm going to move my stop up. I don't want this to dump against me. So I'll move it up here with $200 loss. Currently right now we're at 1-to-1. I do want to see a push up and break of this high. Let's go 40. Let's get to 45. Come on, baby, you can do it. Break that high. 45. There we go. Let's get one more push up. RSI continue to move up. I do want to see a peak in RSI. I'm gonna get out. I'm out right there. I don't like these candles. See, that's why I got out. So this is sometimes what you have to do. Sometimes you get into trade and you don't feel comfortable and you want to get out. I didn't like my entry, but I was able to take at least a little bit of money out. I just started streaming probably about a week and a half ago, so. But I used to stream all the time for my, back in the day. I just started it again. Kind of got the love back for it. And I think that's really the big piece here that most folks need to get better at is it's okay to get out of a trade. Like if you get in a trade and it's not in a position that you like, it's okay to get out of it. Are we holding a little flag right here? This is the question. I don't know, man. Yeah, it is lagged. I think that's normal. I think from when I say it to when you guys see it, I don't think it's real time. I think there's like a 3-second lag. Dang, what's gold doing right now? Wow. Gold is just ripping. Okay, so let's do some analysis on gold. We are at a good short level here on gold, right here on this trend retest. Right around 4470. Let's go to the 1 hour. Let's look at our extension levels. Where did we hold? Right here. Let's do our extension. So yeah, so that 4473 area looks like a good one, and then all the way up here to the 44516 level. Silver, still having a hard time breaking over this area, this 77.1, which where we have, however, I don't like that we are not at a key fib level yet. 77.260 is a key fib level that I like. So you see this trend, breakdown trend retest? We're basically right there. So we can try a short on gold here. I do like where we're at. We have this trend here that I like to see us pull back to and break. And then we have this area right here we need to pull back to. So if we break this trend right now, I'd look for 4448 to being the area where I like for a continuation, right around 4450. So we'll see how this plays out. Let's go back to NQ. I don't want to miss the opening range. So we're continuing to the upside here. We held this micro bull flag, broke over it, and it does look like we're possibly just doing a very small stepping of up. So we'll see. NQ just wants to range right now. Still inside the first 30-minute bar. Yeah, of course, man. Absolutely. I'll just, these are the things that I talk about in my head. Like, I talk to myself as I'm trading. So that's the main thing, is you've just got to talk to yourself through your trades, and you just have to speak to yourself, and you have to point out things that's happening, and you have to validate it or invalidate it as it's happening in real time. Talking is extremely important. You've got to talk through trades. There we go. We got $400 right now on this gold short. We'll see what happens here. I'd like to see us again pull back this 50% retrace right around here, where we could see continuation. So I'll leave that there. But right now, $500 in profit. We'll see how that operates. We are at this trend. I want to see us break through it. What I don't want is for us to hold this and move back up, just like that. I want to see us break it. Come on, break it, baby. All right, let's go. While that does its thing, let's go to NQ. NQ still trading in a range. Silver having a pullback right now. We'll look at this level right here as the possible support for this pullback. Gold breaking through that level, currently at $770 on this trade. $900. I'm going to take the trade. I'm going to take that out there. All right, so $800 trade right there on that short, on the trend retest here on gold, live for you guys. Really nice trade there. Again, $1,000 there in a matter of 6 minutes. So really nice trade. Really nice work. And we're doing this all together. I think today for our trades, we're about 4 for 4 from scalping some of these moves. And I'm not doing this with heavy size, by the way, y'all. I'm doing NQ with 1 mini. I did gold with 9 micros, not even 1 full mini. And I'm able to just pull money out of the market 5 minutes at a time. And the reason why I didn't stay in this trade is because we are obviously in an uptrend, and I don't want to get caught on a full reversal back up bar. I want to take my money out when I have it. It's extremely important to me to capture my profits, because there's nothing worse than having a trade that's going in direction. Nothing worse than having a trade that's going in your direction and not being able to capture profits, and then all of a sudden it goes against you. It's the worst psychologically, and it will ruin you. Yeah, we made, since the open, we've made about $4,000. So, and that's trading on the lowest size. I typically don't trade lowest size, guys. I'm only doing it now on stream because I noticed that when I size heavy, whoever's watching starts getting anxiety for me because it goes against me, and it's all of a sudden I'm negative 3,000. To me, I don't feel any anxiety from it, right? Because my targets are $10, $15, $20,000. But I don't want you guys to have anxiety while you're watching. So when I'm streaming, I'll focus on smaller contract sizing, getting some base hits. And I also want to prove to you all that you don't have to size big to make money. $1,000 to $2,000 a day is a lot, and you can do it very quickly. You can do it with only being in trades for a total of 20 minutes for the entire morning session. And I'm showing you guys how to do that little by little. Pick and choose where you take your entries, and I promise you it'll be much easier for you to get in and out of trades. Go back to NQ. NQ still hanging out here. Yeah, exactly. You guys don't need a lot. It's I'd be looking at how do I get, $600 a day is good, but I'd be looking at how do I get max payout every time. Like if you're right now on a sim funded account, I'd be looking at how do I make $10,000 a week. That should be your end goal while you're in your sim funded account. How do I make $10,000 a week so I can get max payout every week? Right? If that's just me going from 2 micros to 4 micros, okay, then that's where I got to get to. Doesn't mean I'm there now, but that's where I got to get to. Get the max payout. Right? We just traded 9 micros on gold and had no slippage, 0 slippage. The trade did not go against us at all. Right? We were in the money the entire time and we got $1,000 on that trade. Do that 2 times in one day. Just find a perfect level to trade. And all of a sudden, you'll get your $2,000 out of the market for that day, and then you got your $10,000 a week. So really, really just focus on timing your entries. Stop waiting for structures to break because it doesn't work in a trending market. It only works one time in a trending market. So think about it. If you're trading structure breaks and we're in a trending market, for example, if you take a look at this structure, right? So if you were just trading this right here, right? You have this uptrend, you have the structure that's right here. The trend is holding the structure, and then the trend breaks, which is a break of structure, and then you have this low that breaks. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, let me take this trade because we broke the support, we broke the trend line, and now I want to reverse back down. Well, no, in a trending market, it doesn't work. It doesn't work in a trending market. So then we just move back up here. So you've got to find a strategy that works in every market condition. Every market condition. Ranging, trending, it doesn't matter. But you've got to find a strategy or strategies that work in every market condition, not just ones that give you 1 play a day. No, I want fucking 30 plays a day. I want to see 30 setups every single day where I can pull out a certain amount of money every single time. I don't want to hold trades for 3 hours. That's crazy. Why? Why do I want to sit here for 3 hours and stare at something? I got a life to live. I don't want to be emotional constantly for 3 hours. I don't trade to be emotional for 3 hours. I want to pull money out of the market. How do we do it? How do we do it quickly? Yeah, break of structure does not work. It's not a good trading strategy. It's very bad. Very, very bad. And the reason why it's bad is not because it doesn't work. It's bad because it only happens once or twice a day. It does not happen often. So all day long, you're just sitting around. And if you do take a shit for 20 minutes or you go get some coffee and you miss something, all of a sudden now your day is ruined because the one thing that you look for, it's no longer there. You've got to find key levels and you got to try and trade key levels. Support and resistance zones, trend line retests, divergences, patterns and flags. Like these are things that are constantly playing out and you've just got to get good at identifying them. And if your strategy isn't working right now, then you've got to find something new. Stop trying to do it with the same thing. Yeah, you've got to find key levels. Key levels is where the money's at. But not just key levels. Key levels aligned with something else. Multi-confluence. Multi-confluence is extremely important. So you want to find a key level and you want to find confluence. We talk about this often. So for example, right, we have this key level right here that we held. That's a key level. As we moved into this key level, RSI started diverging. Right, we had strength here, but then as we kept pushing up, we had lower strength on these 3 tries that push back up. We had some divergence here. And then if you go to the 5-minute chart, you probably see divergence more aggressively. than the hourly. So as we started peaking right here, sell strength increased, but price action moved up. This entry right here looked like a good short entry. Again, as we keep trying to push up, RSI shows that we still have increased sell strength. And so this to me would confirm that looks like this will be a good area to take a reverse position trade. That's one. Then the next thing we do is we look for trend line retests, right? Where have we broken dominant trend lines and where are we retesting? We did that this morning with NQ. So this morning on NQ, we looked at this area right here, and as we came to it, I noticed that we have this trend that was broken overnight that lined up perfectly with this level right here. So we caught this bounce right off this level, 2,550. I think we sold right around 2,580. It was a $1,000 trade right around this area. And we caught this bounce right off this area. So trend line retests. The first retest typically always holds very high success rate on a trend line retest. However, it moves very, very fast. So if you're not watching, you're going to miss the trend line retest. So it's not about, like, instead of waiting for 3 hours for a market structure shift, look for areas of key reversals, also trendline retests, also diversions, and scalp those areas and take out money out of the market. Better to take 5 trades that are 5 minutes each for $200 to $300 versus trying to hold one trade all day long for $1,000 and not getting it, and then just getting so upset that you didn't get anything, and then starting to gamble because you just want your P&L to be higher. So you've got to think about that. We are in a scalper's market. It's beautiful. So many levels created, so many trends tested, so many patterns, so much divergence constantly on a daily basis, so many ways to pull money out of the market very quickly. Exactly. So I've got about another 20 minutes or so on stream. Then I got to get ready for my day. It is Monday. But I did want to watch this 30-minute. You see, we took this long right here, right around 6:17. We had 50 points on that trade. But just a lot of choppiness, right? Even the best of the best get screwed in this choppiness. So I stream every morning, 30 minutes before market open, into market open, and then into New York open, and then I stream in the evening. It varies, usually around 7 p.m. Pacific time, when I do my market analysis for the following day after we have market open. So 2 times per day. And then every once in a while, I'll just, on the weekend, I'll say, hey, let's jump on and, do some trainings or some of that stuff, or I'll go over trades. But it's always 30 minutes before market open, and always for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then always at night before bed for about an hour, hour and a half to do market analysis for the upcoming day. So, yeah, and my ask is if you guys like this content, again, please make sure you press the like, because or press the dislike if you don't like it. I'm cool with that too. But just share with as many people as possible if we can get this place popping. That's what I'm asking for. So looks like we're about to get a breakout candle here. We still have this little area to fill, but because we're consolidating just below the high, usually it's indicative of a large breakout candle that will break both this micro high and then this high of session. Give me 1 second on silver. I want to see this big candle right now. And we're not really seeing a bunch of divergence here. We're seeing the slow move up. So we could have traded this trendline retest right here, and we could have just held this trade from 555 for 100 points up to here. Yeah, you too, brother. You have a good day. So while this is doing its thing, let's go to silver. So let's take a look again. Is there divergence here? So we are seeing divergence on these pushes up. So sell strength is increasing. However, price is continuing to move up. This does look like a good short, by the way. Hop. So really nice call out there. Do we continue to hold the short side? I'm not sure. This is the trend that we need to break below. Or do we just continue to pull back and then push back into these highs until we break these highs? I told you guys that I'm targeting the 77 level from a fib perspective. If you take a look at where we had our trend was right here. So that was our trend. We're holding below the trend right here still, right? This trend retest. We have this area right here that no longer held as support, so that area is no longer valid. And then now we have our extension tool. So we want to draw our extension from this high to this area. And so where we're at right now, again, the 78.050 was a good area. And the reason why is because we have this zone right here where we held as previous high. So this area right here is a very good resistance. Very, very good resistance here. This was our price displacement candle from a while back when we had our high. And then it was also our support when we retested the price displacement and we didn't fill the gap completely. So 78.16 area with possibly some slippage, right, depending on how I drew it. But this area right here is a very good area to look for a short. And then this 79.105 is also a very good area. As you can see here, we have 1 hour price displacement as well on the 79.15. So we do have a really good upside targets. So right now I'm not feeling confident in this short. We're still holding this support that we broke out of right here. And we have a hammer here on the hourly. So I would just be patient. Just wait for the 78, wait for the 79. We have all day. If we pull back, we'd look at 74 as our retracement level. Let's see here. 50% right there. I'm not liking that, but we'll see. I really don't think we're going to pull back here. I think we're going to extend this move up into the 78.6 level, 78.050, and then 79.105. I go by candle. I always go by wicks when I do my trend lines. If my trend line goes through a candle, I don't draw it. I don't like it. It's not pretty. It doesn't make sense to me, and I don't do it. So again, if you're new here, please comment, say what's up. NQ broke. Yes, it did. All right, so we could possibly trade the 30-minute opening range right now on NQ. Once this high breaks, because I want to see a hold, we'll enter the trade at 683, because what I don't want is for us to break, sweep, and then drop. I want to see this candle not only hold, but I also want to see it break. Because what we've been seeing in previous sessions is we have a 30-minute, we'll break the highs, and then we'll sweep them, and then we'll reverse. I don't want to get caught in that. I want to see this hold and then this high break. Patiently waiting. I've been patiently waiting for a track to explode on. Who knows? Who knows who sings that song? All right, we do look like we're basing here. We'll jump into this trade right here. Nice basing here over the 30-minute. 4-candle base. I want to see some separation here. If I do not want to break back into this 30-minute candle, into this low. So I will get out of my trade if that happens. Yeah, 50 cent. That's what I'm talking about. All right, stop now is below this basing. I want to peak on RSI. Let's get an RSI peak. Let's get over 70 for strength, upside trend strength. Lots of absorption here, so there's a battle happening. People want to sweep this back down. Let's break over 700. It's what we need to do. Let's get over 700. Little candle by little candle. Little by little. Little by little we go higher. RSI is starting to peak. Come on, RSI, let's get over 70. We like this strength. Opening 30-minute opening range breakout. Are you going to work for us today? I think you are, baby. And I got about 5 more minutes on stream, y'all. I got to get ready for the day. So we'll see how this trade plays out. I'm not going to hold this trade all day, by the way. I'm just doing this for you all to see what happens, get in and out. I'd like to see us just continue to hold this 30-minute breakout and continue to the upside. Is it? Oh, it's a little bit of a delay. Okay. And again, if you're new here, please make sure you subscribe, like it if you like it, and then comment. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm grateful. I appreciate everybody jumping in and hanging out. We had 16 people watching today, which is, I think, the most we've had over the last few days. And if you can share with other folks, that'd be awesome. I don't like this. I don't like what's happening here. I'm going to get out of this trade. So we swept the highs here, and so this is what we've been seeing in every session. So take a look at the session that we had on So on this day, we had the 30-minute opening range here. We broke over it, swept it, and then we dumped. If you take a look at the session on here, 6:30. Where is it? 30-minute candle. Well, on this day we didn't really do it because we just dropped down. But on last trading session, we did the exact same thing, and that's what I'm afraid of. But that is it, y'all. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. I gotta go get ready for my day. When I will see you guys tonight for market analysis. For the upcoming trading day and some overnight after hours trading as well too. So